Chris, in the world of artificial intelligence and machine learning, what's the difference, and can you talk a little bit about how that is evolving?
Well, so again, great questions. Machine learning, starting with a little bit easier. Machine learning is developing systems that can learn through the use of their own data sets. It's a very simplistic way of explaining what machine learning is. Artificial intelligence, on the other hand, is taking machine learning and really moving it into a different level where there is a lot of decision making and self-learning. So a system is not only just self-learning from the data, but it's self-learning from its own decisions and by interacting with other systems, and then you're getting artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence systems. Again, very, very simplistic definitions about what it is we're talking about here. And these things, as everybody has been reading, they are advancing at a rapid pace. And they will continue to do that. As a matter of fact, there is an AI race right now going on worldwide, and the Chinese are major players in it and potentially leading this race. Why is this important? It is important because it touches every aspect of our life. An artificial intelligence capable computer will be able to not only run weapon systems, but it will be able to run cities, it will be able to run the planet, it will be able to run transportation systems, hospital systems, and so on and so forth with efficiencies yet not even understood by us. And obviously there is significant peril with runaway artificial intelligence systems that don't necessarily agree with what your and my human priorities may be. You see these kinds of systems everywhere right now and being developed in fragmented ways. Even something as, and again, it's silly that we're talking these things as being simplistic, even something as simple as a self-driving car or self-driving truck has elements of artificial intelligence and pattern recognition in it and so on and so forth. Your phone has artificial intelligence in it now because it understands speech and you can make decisions on that. So this is an environment that we're going to be living in, and it's going to be dominating our life, in a geometric progression over the next few years. And we need to be very, very careful with it. It can be used creatively, and like every weapon, it can be used creatively, or it can be like any tool. It can be used creatively, or it can be used destructively. AI can be used very, very destructively, and if it is also a runaway AI, things can get very gloomy for all of us. But it can also be used for good. There is examples of using machine learning systems and AI systems in medicine that have really saved people's lives. And so that's a wonderful thing to contemplate and strive for. In the world of media, AI systems are going to be used in a variety of ways. Everything from evaluating trends, predictive trends, be used in creative ways, assist with the development of art. There is many different ways that you can use these types of essentially cognitive tools to help with the creative process. How that looks like down the future, I don't know. There is all sorts of interesting experiments right now with AI systems writing novels or writing poems or even shooting small films and things like that. I don't know if we're going to be replacing Steven Spielberg with an AI system anytime soon, but you get it. We're entering a totally different era. We're rapidly entering the AI era in all aspects of our life. And again, much like cybersecurity, much like all these kinds of technologies, if we're not careful, then we could potentially be at a very serious risk. Because if an AI gets out of control, things can get scary very quickly.
So if I were a major media company or even a small upstart media company, what's my next step in the world of cybersecurity? What can I do?
My advice to any company, and especially media companies, is everybody needs to understand how critical cybersecurity is to their existence, period. In the absence of cybersecurity, all of the assets that you have, all of the assets that you create are at risk. So my advice is, no matter what your size is, you need to develop and actively manage a cybersecurity program that's right for your business. And there's no one-size-fits-all solution. There isn't. It is every cybersecurity program that we have seen, every cybersecurity program that's right, needs to be custom fit for your risk appetite, for the type of assets that you have, for the type of threats that are coming your way. So those are the things that you need to take a look at. So my advice to everybody is stop. Think about this. Understand what the issue is, and then start really laying out a plan of essentially protecting your assets immediately and in the long term, and understanding what your risk is, what your risk appetite, what are you willing to accept as risk, and move from there.
Looking forward, next 3 to 5 years, where do you see all of this going?
So you want me to put my Oracle of Delphi?
Yes, that would be great.
I seem to recall that the last reading from the Oracle of Delphi pretty much amounted to the Oracle of Delphi is closed. So I think I will take its advice and just speculate. I don't know where we're going to end up, and I don't think that anybody does. And the reason why we don't is because there is so many rapid advances in parallel fields that how these things interconnect makes any kind of prediction very, very difficult. It is my aspiration and my hope, first of all, that we as humans will get in touch with the fact that we need to deal with cybersecurity in a pragmatic and urgent way. So that's step one. Understanding that as people over the next 3 to 5 years becomes very, very important, because we as governments need to understand that, we as institutions need to understand that, we as individuals need to understand that. Once we understand that, we can also have much more meaningful conversations about privacy and what's acceptable risk. So that's my hope, that's an aspiration. In terms of what will happen technologically wise, there is a rapid development of systems on all sides, from artificial intelligence controls that they can protect their systems with artificial intelligence systems, and quantum computing that encrypts communications in ways that become unhackable, and so on and so forth. All these things are fine and good, but we need to recognize that while we as defenders of information, if you will, are developing such systems as part of our defense in depth strategy, the attackers are just not sitting still watching this happen. The attackers are also developing their own AI systems and other systems to hack you in a more efficient way. Why are they doing this? Because that's where the money is. And that's where they draw their power and they satisfy their own goals. So the prediction is that this kind of race will go on forever, for a very, very long time. I don't think that there is some sort of a magic wand that will be waved at any time in the future and then everything will become totally secure. So that's very unlikely, because I believe that what any one person can create, then another one person can hack.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at that.
So we'll leave it at that.